Gaming has always been a great way to unwind. Whether you're playing solo or with friends, and online gaming in particular, right? It always has had an ability to bring people together in the best ways, and sometimes the worst ways too, thinking on literally any competitive multiplayer game that's out there. And over the years, the way that people view gaming and socializing has changed a lot. I'd like to talk about that today. It wasn't always like this, I think. Like, maybe some of you remember this too, but back when I was a kid, let's say about 20 years ago, there was a noticeable difference between PC gamers and console gamers. If you played on a console, no one really thought much of it, like it was more of just a normal hobby. But if you were into PC gaming, suddenly you were considered to be a lot more geeky or nerdy, and sometimes people even acted like it was kind of off-putting, like they got a bit of an ick. And I distinctly remember people assuming that, since I played on a PC, I must automatically know everything about how computers work. But I didn't. Like, PC gaming was just that which was available to me at the time. And that kind of stereotyping and reactionary thinking made socializing a bit weird at times for me. And because of that, I was at times labeled a particular way that made it even harder to make friends. But online, that was different. That's where I found safety, you could almost say. And even now, some of my closest friendships started in online games and communities. Looking at things today, that stigma around gaming has been partially broken. I think that because gaming is a lot more mainstream now and it's a lot more accessible, it's also way more common to mention a game or mention that you play video games and hear someone go, "Oh hey, so am I played that game too." And just like friendships in real life, the ones that I made online have evolved over time. Some people have come and gone, and others have stuck around for years. In fact, one of my best friends is someone that I met online, and we've known each other for almost 15 years now. And if we look at it from a bit more of a scientific perspective, like, I don't want to go too in depth into that, but friendships usually develop based on three key things: shared interests, shared activities, and proximity. And depending on the person, some of these things matter more than others. But it's what makes us think initially, do I like this person? Which eventually turns into something like, can this be a real friend? I mean, you can even take it a step further and say, like, is this someone that I am romantically interested in? But that's going a bit more in depth, and I don't really have the knowledge on that in particular. And some people worry that online friendships might replace face-to-face ones entirely, but honestly, that's not the point I'm making here. I truly believe that online friendships have real value, especially for people who struggle to make connections in their everyday lives. For me, playing games with friends just felt like hanging out in person instead of meeting up at a bar or someone's house. The meeting place was whatever game we were playing that day, that moment, that night, whatever. We spent countless hours in GTA Online or Payday 2, enjoying each other's company, despite being countries apart. We knew what was going on in each other's lives. Now that we're older, and life has gotten busier, and our own responsibilities have taken up a lot of our time, I still meet up with them. Roughly every week. We catch up, we watch a movie together, or play something that's just easy for us. The way that we spend time together has changed, but the friendship itself hasn't. That bond is still as strong as ever. So, if anyone ever tries to tell you that online friendships can't be real friendships, just know that that's a very old view, in my opinion at least. Like, I do think there is a nuance. I don't think that online relationships friendships are completely replaceable with face-to-face ones. You know, there is a nuance, but it's not about one being better than the other, right? Like the bond, the trust, the memories, they're just as real.